Yeah, there's one right now.
There's one right now. Are you kidding me? Oh my goodness.
Say hello. Hello. Hello.
Well, it's a great way to start the podcast, right?
With a cattail in the corner.
You better believe it. And we're live, so
I know. I saw
so
it.
perfect.
I got a cat butt in my face, dude.
As there always should be, you know?
That's the best.
Well, you know. You're
All right.
you're in charge.
Am I back to hosting this week?
You were yeah, I'm over it. Can't do it.
Okay. You had 2 weeks in a row that you were the host game.
Never again.
Do it. I had a million in the chat, 189. Hello, everybody, friends of Esperanza, ladies, gentlemen, everything in between. What is good? It is me, Coda. I'm back with my best buddy in the whole world. He is below me this week, right there. That's the lovely DJ Oros. To my left is my cat Cooper.
Hi, Cooper.
He'll be in and out of the frame, guaranteed.
Good.
Well, what's up, man? How we doing? Welcome back to episode of what is this? 13.
13 now. Yeah, 13 like 0.3 because we did the After Dark, you know?
Oh, true. 13.3. I like that.
Yeah.
Tick Pod and Arc Raiders podcast. The Tick Pod.
True.
What's up, everybody? We got a lot to catch up on here, man. I missed you last week. You and Adam absolutely killed it. You carried the squadron. You 3v1 every team.
Yeah, what happens if I outplay all three of them? So it could happen.
You did it. Yeah, you did. You outplayed them all, dude. Great pod. Thanks for filling in. Thanks for saying a bunch of nice things. I missed you guys, but it's on a much needed and much necessary in the middle of February little break from the East Coast. So I was out in Jackson Hole, Wyoming for my parents' 50th wedding anniversary. And
congrats to them.
Major shout out to Dave and Kenda. Big congrats. 50 years, dude. 50 years. And at 50 years, they decided, what should we do for our anniversary? Let's go snowmobiling in Jackson Hole. So that's what we did. It was awesome. Did some skiing out there. The skiing is no joke, dude. I have not been afraid on a mountain in a hot minute, but holy, there's some runs there that were sketch.
Now, like, what would you rate your skiing? You're skiing, right?
Yeah, I ski now. I snowboarded for like a decade.
Okay.
I didn't start until I was 18 or 19, sophomore year of college, so 19, 20. And then I snowboarded until I was 30, and then I hopped on the skis, or actually like 32, so whatever that timeline looks like.
And you can do like most runs, or like, is that like how does that work in the ski world?
Yeah, so like we've done Breckenridge, Colorado. We've done Heavenly and North Star right around Lake Tahoe in California, and I felt comfortable on pretty much the whole resort there. I don't backcountry ski. I just feel like I'm too old and didn't start when I was 2 years old on skis. So, but yeah, dude, Jackson Hole is just a whole different beast. It's really technical. So like everything's like moguled out. There's a ton of vertical, and it's very steep. So just a lot of like slower, more technical skiing, which is fun in its own right, but not my favorite thing to do. I like Heavenly and North Star, like they got a lot of wide open blues and blacks that you just kind of bomb down and don't have to work too hard. So it was different.
It's exactly the same as Seven Springs, right? Like
identical.
Same exact. Okay.
I love Springs though, man. That's home base. That's where I fell in love with the sports. So very nice. But yeah, man, it's great to be back. It's great to see your face again. How are you? What's new in the David world?
Well, this not having you around, and I also had at work not having a manager around with me, so it was an extra work week for me. A lot of extra days, a lot of extra hours. But my team, we crushed it. Everyone there did a great job. So I'm finally back to a normal schedule. So hopefully we can do some more stuff on here, post some more on the X or the Twitter, and get back to the normal gaming / real life, plan.
Yeah, dude. Just so our listeners know, we're both service industry human beings, and sometimes, like what just happened to Dave, you go 15 days with 1 day off. So fun. I'm glad to see you're still alive and ticking. You actually look very vibrant today, man. Maybe you got some sleep last night.
A little bit of sleep, but I'm still rocking the no voice.
It's true.
I'm
This
never
is
gonna be able to talk again. So
we're
if
2 weeks
I mute
deep in this
myself,
thing.
no, it's more than that. It's like 9 months. So
I
if I
should have said
never
2 months. That's what I meant, not weeks.
if
Sorry.
if I never talk again, I'm sorry. And if I cut out or if I'm coughing, I'm trying just to produce a voice here. I didn't want to miss it. So
Well, you're a trooper, my friend, and I appreciate you muting up. What a legend. The people respect it.
well, it's easy, and I like doing it. We so much.
Hey, you just sound like you're clipping
Yeah,
in and out.
yeah.
Um, the Olympics are over, man. I'm a
Mm,
huge Olympic appreciator. Did you watch
mm.
much? How'd you
Uh,
feel? What's the vibe?
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed a lot of it. I know I talked with Adam a bit last week about it.
True, true, true.
Seeing USA both men's and women's when the gold was pretty awesome.
Little
I
gold
was
hockey.
I was cheering for Canada for the men's until the Czech team hurt Crosby, and then I was technically cheering USA because I mean Crosby's my tie to Canada. But yeah, it was good to see. It was a good win. I'm happy for Tage Thompson. I'm happy. It was a good story. And it was nice to watch. All of the other sports were great, but hockey's where my heart lies. So
Hell yeah. Agreed, dude. A Miller in the chat says Radko should be banned. I agree. Just to follow up on what you said too, dude. Like, it's always a conundrum because like I just want to root for Sid no matter what he does, but it was low key nice to not have that. I didn't feel like I had to choose sides there. It was just full on
right.
USA. But yeah, the Olympics were great, man. If political turmoil in America aside, it's just always such a nice way to just root on your country and just see the good people that are still in it and whatnot. So
Well,
lovely, lovely, lovely.
we'll cheer for Sid in 4 years. It'll be fine.
We will cheer for Sid in 4 years. Fingers crossed he makes it that long. The man's he doesn't age. He's a legend. He looks better now than he did as a kid. Kind of crazy.
Very much agreed.
All right. Well, not only we got some life updates here, dude, but there's been a lot that has happened in the last week of our creators. So today we will be covering the Shrouded Sky update, which just released this morning. Me and Dave hopped in. Dave and I hopped in and checked it out. It's Dave and I. There we go. I grammatically found it. We checked it out this morning. It was a great time. We got some opinions about the hurricane update. We'll get into those in a bit. The CEO of Embark, Patrick Söderlund, was named executive chairman of Nexon. We will get into what that means and how we both feel about that. They've added a couple new arc to the game, so we'll do a nice little dive into that as well as the rest of the update. And then also, from here on out, we are probably not just a TickPod Arc Raiders podcast. We're going to be doing our fair share of covering marathons. So just so our listeners know and our viewers know, we definitely are both really excited for the game. We want to check it out, and then we do want to do a bit of covering that too. So we'll have maybe a little less deep of a dive into Arc every week, but we will cover both.
You know it's just gonna be 2 hours moving forward.
It's just gonna end up being
we'll spend
yeah,
1 hour.
exactly.
We'll spend
No,
1 hour.
it'll exponentially multiply. It'll end up being like
yeah.
2 hours turn into 4, turn into 16. But yeah, really excited about the marathon free to play weekend. Starts on the 26th. We are recording on the 24th, so 2 days from now. We'll be getting into that.
You said recording, and I was like, oh wait, am I recording? Oh, we're good. No,
episode 3 all over again.
It's fine. It's all good. We're recording. We're
Lil Poop in the chat said the women are going to Vegas with Flavor Flav. I really hope that's what they're doing to celebrate. That would be incredible.
That seems like a win.
Derek in the chat said the Tick Marathon. That's funny you said that, Derek, because I was thinking in the shower. I think if we had to change our name, we should be the Extraction Faction and just cover all extraction shooters.
I'm not playing Kharkov.
Yeah, no, me neither. I don't want to hit myself that way.
I mean, I do play Sea of Thieves, so we already have.
We got 3.
We're getting 3 of them. Yeah, perfect.
We'll stick with TTP for now. TTP
I like it.
Got a nice, flows off the tongue nicely. All right, man. Well, let's get straight into it. Let's have some fun out the gates, dude. I missed you. Hit me with some pop hits, my brother.
Yeah. So we have 10 for you today, and it's exactly 10. Yeah, we're not adding any extra. I am keeping the same amount of time on the on here for you, so
no pressure.
Just yeah, right. But yeah, I know you've had a week off, but you better be ready for these. All right,
I'm ready to.
All right, so in clock set, everything's good. Adam is in charge of keeping score. All right, here we go. Question 1, Marathon. What do you think your main class will be prior to playing?
Oh, either the movement class. I don't know the classes off the top of my head. Movement obviously is the one that I would like to play the most, but based on what the team comp needs, I used to play a bunch of Lifeline in Apex, so I might go Medic or what's the Assassin class looks pretty good too.
You are
So
one to adapt to what the team needs. I'll give you that.
this is true.
I think a
Although
thief.
I am like a skirmisher through and through, that's like if I can default to something, that's what I want to play. But yeah, I think this game, I love this dude because it's two of my favorite things together. I fell in love with like the extraction side of things on Sea of Thieves and Arc, and now that like Apex and Arc are making a baby, so it's going to be classes like Apex. This is way too long winded for
It's a pop
quick
hit.
hits.
Pop
Pop
hit.
hits.
Yeah. All right.
Go, go, go,
All right.
go.
Question 2, the Hurricane in Arc Raiders. What's its name? Like, we normally give Hurricane's name. Does it have a name?
Aretha.
Okay. Question 3, there's a store in the United States and everywhere. Is it Aldi or is it Aldi's?
Aldi. No
Okay.
S.
Thank you. I appreciate it. After your trip out west, do you think you could compete in any of the Olympic events?
Absolutely not. No way, dude.
None. Not a single one.
Win is really excited about going to the local curling league rink. So
That
maybe
sounds
in 4
awesome.
years we'll contend for some curling medals.
I love it. And then leading to that, if you had to enter an Olympic event, what would it be? So
I would love to be a slope style skier. If I could if I could restart all over again and be 2 years old, get on the mountain and do slope style, that's what I would do.
we can make it work. Okay. So let's just say the Ark have a side quest of deleting all existing games that are current. So anything that has been released prior to this very moment, they're going to delete them all. But you have one safe pocket that you can save one game, one title for everybody to play with you. So if it's multiplayer, they can play with you. You can put it in a safe spot and save it. What game would it be?
And like all games, I missed the beginning of that question. My cat was walking on my keyboard.
So all games that like have existed prior to this point. So in 2 days you can play Marathon, but anything prior to this, like before now, are getting deleted. The Ark are going to delete all of it, but you have one safe pocket to save one game for the rest of humanity. What game are you saving?
Oh God, dude. I know it's early in the life cycle, but maybe our creators, dude. It might Arc might be the game. It
All
really
right.
might.
All right. I like it. Next question. Do you think we can get 21 Pilots to put a live concert in Arc Raiders?
Yes.
Yeah? You think we can make it happen? I love it.
It's not
That's
not
good.
doable.
Perfect. They did it for Roblox. They could do it here.
Exactly.
Do you think Arc have feelings?
No.
No, none at all.
No feelings.
That makes this next question difficult. But do the Arc go back to the extra top side and talk about the raids to their friends? Are they like, damn Leaper 8989? We really needed to lock it in a bit more there. I feel like we're playing different games.
No, dude, they're emotional.
No, they have no. There's no. They don't
No.
strategize like that. No, they're not talking.
They
Okay,
strategize like
like the hive.
They're only yeah.
Okay, all right.
There's no emotional response to anything.
I think they have names. We'll talk about it later. All right,
Word.
and then was this current / almost past semester too easy?
Personally or for the community?
Both.
Personally, it was quick. Yeah, I don't know if I'd say it was too easy. It was easy though. For the community though, I like where it's at. I think the people that can't play as much or don't play as much, don't care as much, whatever. It's good for them.
All right, and that was 10. So your total net points, Adam already sent it over to me, are 4. So you earned 5,208 points this week, but you lost 5,204 points from last week not being here.
Oh,
so
I got negative
net
points. In the chat,
I
lost for the first question 1,890. So I'm in the negatives this week.
No, well, I mean that's that. Who knows what Adam's talking about? But I'm glad to have you back. It's a good time.
It is a good time. All right, well, negative points aside, dude. Holy, I thought I did all right towards the end there. First one was long-winded. Let's get into Patrick Söderlund and see get your feelings about this move. So, for those who are unaware, Patrick Söderlund, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, is the current CEO of Embark. He was this week named the executive chairman of Nexon. Um, Embark has been a subsidiary of Nexon from the start, so they've been funded by Nexon. But now he is executive chairman of Nexon itself. So, um, for those who might not know, Nexon is, I think they're Japanese, uh, South Korean primarily, maybe. They're a really strong gaming developer in the Asian region, in Asia, and they're known for titles like Maple Story and Dungeon Fighter Online. But I do know that they've had a bunch of like backlash for pay to play and aggressive like monetization tactics. So, let me just pick your brain here. How do you feel? Do you think this will be good for Arc? Do you think this will be good for Söderlund personally? Where do you stand on this?
Well, as long as he's still having like an impact, obviously with our graders, right? Like he's still heavily involved. He's not like completely out of the loop with our graders now, right? Like nobody's
Yeah, that
replacing
no,
him.
not at all. I think it's just after the success of Arc, in who he is as a person, they're just he's taking the next step in his own personal career.
Right, this guy's got vision. Let's move him up. Let's make some stuff happen. I mean,
Yeah.
I hope, and I would be cautiously optimistic that I think it's a good thing. I don't, anything can happen, but if it gives more resources and more ways to help the current game, and by pushing, maybe being like, hey, you know what, let's throw a little bit more to this. We want to make this a 10-year game. We're keeping making money. Then sure, I love it. And if there is a little bit more pay to play, I don't hate that. I mean, I would love expansions. I would love for them to add stuff. So hopefully something like that comes. But as of right now, I'm not against it. I think it's nice. And if I know we talked earlier that maybe it pulls away from some of the wholesomeness or the small company feel, but I think they'll stick where they're at. They've shown so far that they want to keep that mindset, and as of right now, I'm going to stick with that. How
All
about you?
right. Yeah. Mad respect. Yeah, like you said, dude, I think anytime that the man deserves his flowers. He deserves to move up. He deserves to get what he's getting here. I'm sure it comes with a pretty significant pay bump and power bump. But yeah, obviously I always have reservations for what felt like, a boutique indie company or a smaller mid-tier size company, and just the magic that was created out the gates with Arc. He deserves it, but like you always, in my brain, that's always kind of like the end of a road.
Right.
For the company itself. Great that they found the success. Great that the monetary backing will probably increase and he'll have more control of where that money goes. So that could be good for Arc. But, just as all good things are in the world, the come up is always like, personally for me, the best part of the story. So the come up is over. The man got his flowers. But I think if we're talking just Arc Raiders, I think in the long term, it'll be a good thing for this game. I think it might mean that Embark's next game is not what their first two games were. You know what I
Right.
mean? They might not strike gold a third time, but who knows, man? If they keep the same people around, if they keep treating them the way that they do, if they keep the vibes high and the magic in the building, then more money is a good thing. So
I mean,
I'm kind of smack dab in the middle on it.
right. And I mean, I know. I mean, I'm gonna compare it to like when artists get big, and they move up and they play on the radio all the time, and people are like, oh, it's too
Exactly.
much, and they keep playing this song on the radio, and it's like, well, yeah, is that not the goal? Is
Right.
to move up, to keep doing things. So hopefully, he can do good things in that spot. So,
Totally. 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 Well said, sir. All right. Hey, let's get into the update, dude. Update released today. Shrouded Sky.
so many
Uh,
things.
version 1.17.0. First and foremost, most importantly, two things have been added to the game that Dave and I are wildly excited about. They got a piano in game now.
It
Speaking
is.
of,
Look at it. It's in the corner over here. I got you
yeah,
playing it, and oh, I'm watching you
wait,
from the
that's
backside.
actually a
That's
screenshot
that's
of
you.
me.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Yep.
We took a Barrett City Town Hall key in, and there were two pianos in there, so I was just ripping them after we looted.
Every piano he saw.
I had to play it, man. Incredible ad. Not something you can bring in, but that actually to me is even better because I'm not bringing my musical instruments in too often. But like being able to just hop up on a piano real quick, and once again they nailed it with the soundtrack for that. Like all the little riffs and the little songs that they throw in are lovely, catchy, just well designed riffs.
Now what we need to do is we need to go in with the instruments and see if it like plays alongside or how it is, because I haven't heard that yet.
Surely somebody's done it. Surely. If not, we
Well,
should. You're absolutely right. We
we're
should be the
doing it
first.
before I look at somebody else doing it. That's for sure.
Rip that guitar in there, little shaker. But yeah, man, really cool edition. And then also, I don't know if our viewers can tell or not, but we like beards, and they've added beards to the game.
They did.
So we got some facial hair. Everybody doesn't look, like young adults anymore.
There's no way they're that clean shaven down there. Like, well, everybody was shaving
Right.
every day. Not a chance.
Not a chance, dude.
No.
Especially the old heads. The old heads are just letting that thing grow. So
Exactly.
I'm really excited now that they have that in. The customization will be great. I'm sure we'll get like the handlebar mustache and some ridiculous facial hair features. So very fun update. Glad to see it's going that way. Little things like that they add just increase the engagement from my end.
I mean, I definitely may have earned that one thing that you can buy in the store by earning it in game with real money already. So
you got the stubble beard.
I got the stubble beard. Yes.
All right. Well, but before we get into the rest of the patch notes, the dryer stuff, let's talk about the store. Copper drop this week with the Valair set.
Oh, all right. Wait. Hold on. Let me.
Actually, I know this already.
You do know this one. Maybe because it's enemies. Oh no. Where are we at here? Beautiful.
Oh no, wrong one.
No. We're here.
There it is. There.
We're out of we're out of order here. That's not on.
Yeah, that's my fault. That's my fault.
So, definitely a cop. I bought it almost immediately. I love the outfit. I think it's great. I make it a little bigger on screen here, but yeah, if you, for not a whole lot of money, I think it's great. I think they did a good job. How about you? Man. You said you were possibly going to get, but you have something close, and
yeah, it's definitely a cop for me, but like I'll just wait a little bit until it works with like whatever beard features they add in the future. But yeah, I just really like the few skins that I have right now, and I just keep those on rotating. Once I get tired of those, I'll go back and cop it for sure. Derek said in the chat it looks like a hunter. It does look like a hunter shirt out of Destiny.
It does, and I was just gonna say it kind of reminds me of like Celestial Nighthawk outfit for a hunter. So that might be why I got it. But yep, I love it. I love it.
Either way, it's just a really clean outfit. Everything on looks good. Once you start stripping back some of the layers, it looks good as well. So just a really nice cosmetic. Good job, Embark. W.
They did it.
Okay. Let's get into some weapon balance changes. For everybody that listens or watches, you know that I love me some PvP. So there's some pretty significant changes here. I'm just gonna go through the list and then we'll deep dive a couple of them. The Stitcher has been reduced. So Stitcher, Kettle, then got nerfed, and then the Jupiter and the Aphelion got buffed. They did mention in the patch notes here that what they wanted to do, they heard the community loud and clear. They want some of the base guns, the gray and the greens and the blues, to be a little less impactful, and then some of the higher tier guns to be a little bit more prominent in game. So with the Stitcher, they reduced headshot multiplier from 2.5 to 1.75, which is wildly significant. The base damage alone went from 7 to 6.5, and then increased per shot dispersion was increased by about 50%. So for anybody that's unaware with what that means, it means every time you shoot the gun, if you're holding down the trigger, not tap firing it, the bloom is going to get bigger and bigger. So they increased that by 50%, which is a lot for the Stitcher. Stitcher's one of my favorite guns, especially on a free kit. I feel like that's the easiest way to come up and hold your own in a fight. So interested to see how that affects the free kit meta. Next, the Kettle. You have anything on Stitcher?
No, not on Stitcher, just in general. So keep going.
Okay, cool. Kettle reduced base damage from 10 to 8.5. They said as a little caveat to that, they want people to focus a bit more on hitting headshots with the Kettle. That's kind of what they intended with the weapon, in more of like an AR range, but they want it to still be viable in that same Stitcher role up close. The Ven, this is huge. Reduced headshot multiplier from 2.5 to 2, the Venator. And then also reduced the base damage from 9 to 8. But the biggest thing that they did with the Ven was you can no longer spam fire it. You have to actually learn the cadence of the weapon, which in the heat of the moment can be wildly challenging to do. So I used one earlier today, and it just felt clunky and not as dominant as it was, which is good because the Ven just runs rampant in the PvP environment. It's still Ven Toro meta up until now. So we will check back in on this next week and see how it's playing out, because there might be a significant weapon meta swap. Anything on the Venator? You're not a big Venator guy, are you?
No, not a big Venator guy, but I'm noticing, and I didn't go through. I'm just going off notes here. Nothing with the Toro, huh? It's just,
They did not touch the Toro
and
again.
that
So
seems
Toro,
like that is the danger, danger, danger right now, where everyone is
agree.
just crushing it with the Toro.
I think the Toro is still relatively role specific. I think I don't know. The Toro's tough for me because people that are using the Toro are usually already like better at the game or like take it very seriously if they're running Toro fours. And I think it might not be that impactful in like the mid to lower tier, like not as aggressive gameplay. So I don't know, but I know they look at stats and numbers behind the scenes, and the Venator's been the one that they've really been focusing on balancing out. So I
Gotcha,
think the
gotcha.
Toro might be one of those weapons that like people are just nasty with because they're just really good gamers, and then it just increases when they have the Toro and know how to use it situationally. I do think though the Toro needs a range buff. Like when you have a blue choke on that thing, you can mat people with it. Like you can three pump somebody from way too far away.
Right.
At the very least, they need a damage range reduction on it. But yeah, nothing yet.
Heard.
Okay, on to the Jupiter. So the Jupiter and the Aphelion are both legendary guns, and their intention here was to buff these. So the Jupiter improved ADS magnification from 1.9 to 2.2 times, just a little bit more zoom in when you ADS that thing. Improved equip time from 1.2 seconds to 1.05 seconds, and then improved unequipped time from zero point 0.9 to 0.75. So a little better handling, a little more scope. Let's hope that that does something to bring the Jupiter more into the mix. And then the Aphelion, they mentioned that they wanted this to be like the primary legendary PvP weapon, the Aphelion. And it just hasn't been playing out as such. So pretty significant buff here. Reduced base reload time from 4.5 seconds to 3.5. That's big. Reduced time between shots from zero point 0.9 to zero point 0.7. So it has a faster rate of fire, so a higher TTK or a lower TTK. Reduced vertical recoil by 50%. That's insane. Like that's having the weapon's recoil. And then also improved ADS settle speed. So ADS settle speed just means how quickly that your bullet like or that your cursor returns back to the center of your screen by 35%. So pretty significant there. That's actually really exciting. Like I'd love to bring one of those things in and feel like it's a viable weapon. How do you feel about these buffs, my friend?
Well, I mean, we talked about it, I mean, weeks ago, where we were like, well, there's no severe benefit for us, going out of our way to get these purple or yellow weapons, and now at least it looks like they're trying to put it in that direction. I do like that it still probably feels like you can get away with using like I mean the nerfs don't seem crazy. I mean, from 7 to 6.5 on damage. I know that a lot of people were, I saw a video and they were talking about how the Stitcher and the Kettle do the same damage with the headshot multiplier. So it's like, you still have that opportunity to match if you're coming up against, because I didn't want it to be, if you come in with the big guns, you roll the room. So I think there should be a fighting chance, and I know if you can outplay them, but if you're top skill and you're just running lobbies, then you're in danger, danger, danger. So I think you still have a fighting chance with the grays and the blues, but it should feel nice going in with a purple and a yellow or a gold gun, and I like that they are moving in that direction.
I do too. Yeah, well said. And I think that this is a really nice step towards kind of balancing,
Do you
not
want?
like absolutely.
Can I interrupt? Do you want me to kick Torpedo out of the chat? I
I
can
was
boot
just gonna
him.
leave it alone.
Okay,
I
no,
wasn't even
no,
gonna bring it
no.
up.
We've gotta get him
This
out of
man,
here.
this man said no recoil with the Zen though. Yeah, that's because
Well,
you're cheating, buddy.
all right, sorry,
Once
sorry,
again,
sorry.
as a
I
disclaimer, in
apologize.
the 17th podcast, our friends do not cheat. They just think it's funny to talk about the Zen.
You can buy it at
Hates them
GameStop.
all.
Okay, keep going.
It's terrible. GameStop should be
I
sued
I
and
apologize
shut
for
down for
interrupting
that.
there. That's but it needed to happen.
No, it did. But yeah, man, I think this should be a good step in kind of like incentivizing, especially now that we're about to be 3 seasons deep in the game. I think to get that feeling of really bringing in something that's worthwhile to you and something you really don't want to lose to kind of gain that back again. Because I used to feel that way about like Event 4 Toro 4, and now that's just par for the course, right? So anything that just kind of keeps, you know, edging the player base forward a bit and saying like, hey man, put some stuff on the line here and really lock in. I like that a lot.
Fair. Agreed. Agreed. Agreed.
Okay, just quickly through the rest of these patch guys here. Item value and cost changes for some key items in the game: Deadline, Trailblazer, Wolfpack, and Vita Spray. All we can say effectively got nerfed because a new arc part or like a driver was added to its crafting cost. So going to be a little bit more difficult middle to late season, definitely early season to craft deadlines, craft Trailblazers, Wolfpacks. All three of those are really effective against arc. So this is just gonna, once again add to the ante and up the, when you bring them in, you're like, I don't want to lose these, so that's
Right.
good. Showstopper was kind of in the middle. It was like buffed and nerfed. So they added a Hornet driver to the crafting cost, but they changed the crafting of it from advanced electrical components to regular electrical components. So a little cheaper to craft, but still also added Hornet driver there. As a big PvE guy, how do you feel about
I,
the Deadline, Trailblazer, and Wolfpack all having arc parts a part of crafting them?
so I had this conversation with Special Adam a little bit ago, and that's why I asked you in the pop hits if you felt last season, the season we're still in, but the one that's about to be last season semester was too easy because I was able to like, make Wolfpack grenades just like out of
Left and
thin
right.
air. Yeah,
You always had them.
there was no expense to it, and they are they should be a harder thing to find. I think going around and just being able to chuck a couple wolf packs at a bombardier and then you're done without like any like real consequence. Like I feel like you have to earn them now, and I want that. I felt like this past semester was too easy. I don't want it to stay like that. I want a challenge when I'm playing the game. I didn't feel like I was talking to Special Adam. I was like, it'll be nice. So now we can run in with Hall Crackers and we can say, all right, we need to get these materials. Let's do some runs where we go after Rocketeer drivers and do all that kind of stuff. And it gives more incentivization to play the PVE world and just to play it a little different. I think they really toned it down for any of the people that were complaining from the first wave, and I think they're trying to push it back to making it a little bit more challenging all around. And I want that. I want it to be not everybody should get everything, and I think that making these things a little bit more challenging to get or craft or build or anything makes it a more fun game.
Aye, no doubt, no doubt. Well said, sir. Um, Yeah, I mean, I feel like just before we keep moving on, I think we're
Yeah,
both kind of tapping into the same thing. Anything that makes the way you play the game just like a little bit more challenging or a little bit more like there's something on the line each raid is a good thing. I think that it only leads to valuing player retention.
I like it.
Heck yeah. Okay, a lot of good quality of life updates as well. So the fireballs are more consistent in the pops. I don't know if you've noticed, but like lately they've just been getting stuck in corners a lot and just doing a lot of dumb stuff.
Rolling up walls constantly, just like trying to
Yeah,
climb
yeah.
the wall. And I'm like, buddy, there's nobody up there.
Right, right. That's not something that was in the game out the gate. So I think they looked into that and fixed that. Also, something that could be wildly frustrating was the fireball opening its mouth too quickly. Like you kind of learned the cadence of it when it was about to open, and you could like set up for that and get ready to roll backwards. But there was sometimes that it would just snap open and you'd be on fire already, and that was really frustrating. So they overtly said that they patched that. Um, some of the falling spots on Stella, some of the doorways that you could get stuck in and just float off the map or float down in, they fixed those. And the glitching into Stella, as well as a couple other maps, has been reportedly fixed. Last time they said this, people were still in walls and at the top inside lobby on Stella. So we'll see if this one actually hits.
I mean, I don't believe it. They'll be like in 2 weeks, like, hey, we noticed that we didn't actually fix the thing that we said we were going to fix, but we're still working on it. We're trying. And I mean, that's all I can ask for. But
They should have put it in the known issues section
right,
just
right.
so
Yeah,
that
just
like
yeah, exactly.
even if they
Just in
did patch
case.
it, just don't even say it out loud, right? Because
Right.
somebody's gonna be like, I'll find a way.
But
Um,
you know what,
here's one
though?
that's go ahead, go ahead.
Real quick. I mean, with the balls rolling up the wall, I feel like it did give the game a little bit like maybe they are all their own arc pieces, and they do have feelings like, oh, that's Jeff in the corner. He's like,
Like he's the derpy one.
you don't want to, yeah, you go ahead, get him. But then the fireball is like, oh, I can open my mouth real quick. You wait and see. And it gave him a
I
little
didn't think
bit.
about it that way.
Yeah, see, that's why I'm trying to go with their own, individual arc. I'm trying to look out for the arc here a little bit because
I love
I,
that.
I don't want to just like take over too quickly. Like, maybe we did deserve this. and we have to earn it back. And now they've been rolling the top side. I don't want to just take their home from them.
That's pretty good. I mean, think, in 20 years, that'll be a thing in games. They'll have an enemy like a wasp, and they'll each have their own personalities where some are like really chill, some are scared, some are incredibly aggressive, some are just kamikazing their way in. So the future of gaming looks bright there, man. That'll be fun.
You're not going to know what to expect.
Exactly. It'll be a tight, but you won't know how they're gonna act. That'll be awesome. Um, as far as something that was really fun to watch these last couple weeks, but they did patch it obviously because it wasn't intended, was you could put a bunch of different things onto one of the carryable items that you would take to a field depot, specifically zip lines and I think Raider flares and then fireworks, whatever. You'd stick it all on there, and you could just absolutely. Did you see any of this? You could
Oh,
yeet the queen and the matriarch off the map.
I think his name's
Like,
Aaron. I watched him go around. He's, I'm just trying to save this lobby one queen at a time, and he walking around, and they just get launched off the map. It was so funny. I mean, it
incredible
makes for great
for
videos.
clips. It
Yes,
does indeed.
right.
Yeah, the clips were going wild with that. But yeah, you can no longer do that. So zip lines, they had to come out and say zip lines can no longer be placed on carryable objects.
I mean, can you
As
imagine
well
being
as
in that lobby though? Like you just like spawn in, and then all of a sudden a queen just like flying through the air. Like, what the?
I also want to know, like, dude, people are so creative. Who was the first person to think of that? Like, hook as two zip lines up to two carryables, put Raider flares on it, put an explosive on it, and then like, dude, how do you even discover that, dude? Mad props to humanity for stuff like that. That's crazy.
Watching Peanut like snap hook to somebody and then down himself and then get revived and like be like I don't know 2,000 meters away from the top of space the spaceport, the top of the
Exactly.
tower, and he comes flying to the top, and I'm like, what is? I don't know. It is pretty good. The creativity is great, and I don't know. It does make it fun, and I agree that they should fix it, but I'm glad we had a window of it.
Yes, agreed, man. And I'm sure there will be more that people discover in the future. So that's just a great thing about Arc Raiders too. Is just that like those moments are they've created a world in a sandbox that make those moments able to be discovered and fun to play around with, and there's a lighthearted nature to that. So shout out Arc for that one.
Good, good.
Progression wise, no more PvP feats. So if you are a player that really just absolutely loves to PvE and you want nothing to do with knocking a raider, you're dealing damage to a raider, uh, feats are what give you cred. So the blue currency in game. There are no more PvP feats. So if you don't want to ever shoot at somebody, there's no incentive to do so. And on top of that, you can also reroll every day 3 times for free. So if you get a feat that you feel uncomfortable with, that you're not into, that you don't think you're going to be able to accomplish with your squad, you can reroll that. If you get another one that you don't love, you can reroll that again up to 3 times, and then you got to wait for the next day. But 3 a day is very generous.
Agreed. But I have feelings about this. I don't love that they're getting the PvP feats out of the game. They're essentially like doing bounties and going out to earn obviously your cred, and I think that they should give you the option. I think it should be like, hey, do you want the PvP option or the PvE option, and then maybe you can re-roll it after that. But I want, like, if you are the PvP player, why, I know we talked recently about them making a stance and trying to pull the PvP out of the game, but
Yeah.
listen, you have marathon coming up. Don't get rid of your, all the incentivization for your PvP players, because we don't want to lose it all to marathon.
Yeah, it's a good point. It's definitely just another like quiet little step towards saying, hey, or like, virtue signaling what the game's about. And them not really wanting to drive home the PvP point. But I will say, with all the weapon balance changes, they did talk heavily and extensively about how those play out in PvP environments. So they're not fully against the
No, they are.
PvPing,
They
but
said it. They're done. They
like,
hate it.
like you said, though, it's just one quiet small step towards them signaling, hey, man, we see this as a PvE first game with a PvP element to it. Word. Yeah. Oh, okay. So other new cosmetics. Let's get into that now. We all saw the
Oh,
Valair set,
we saw every set already.
which which Dave copped. It was quick. It was quick. We'll bring it back up. The Surgeon set. There's a free Raider deck update with this new season, which is great. Um, So it's called the Surgeon set, and the skin goes pretty hard, dude. It's pretty good.
I am a fan of it. Or what Sinister we were playing with popped that on while we were playing, didn't he?
Yeah, yeah. Sim was wearing the white version of it, the white and red and brown, whatever the colors are.
So I just got this guy for everybody, but I mean I like it. I think it looks good. I think it's different. It would be funny if that does turn into like a medic, style play. Like everyone's like, all right, hey, whoa, I'm just a medic. I'm just a medic. I'm coming in to help you out, or
Yeah,
or the opposite direction.
that's true. Rescue Raiders is a popular subreddit. I'm curious to see if they adopt this as their new skin.
This is the outfit, huh?
Yeah, it looks a little
Hmm.
spooky though for like a straight up medic. This gives more
Well,
like if Dexter
yeah,
was alive during
yeah, human centipede.
World
I
War
get it.
One.
I
All
see it.
right.
I see it
Either
right
way,
there.
two. We should just stop and say two good cosmetics with this update. So they're starting. I feel like they're taking feedback and kind of hitting the nail on the head a bit more here, at least with these last two.
Agreed. Agreed.
Okay. Hurricane map condition, dude. That is in the game now. You and I played it earlier today, and our first question was why play this. So let's unpack that. Why do you think we felt that way? You first.
So we jumped in. I was like, okay, this is cool. I like the that you're getting hit with the hurricane. I'm sorry, what was the name? I can't remember. We're getting hit with the hurricane, and it always affects your
Katrina.
shield. So as you're walking around, your shield's taking damage. More so if you're into the wind, which I think is also very cool. But we were going in, we were looting, we are doing stuff. It's like, all right, it's a pain in the ass to navigate the map now. We just were on Spaceport. We didn't try any other maps, so maybe it's different. But we're on Spaceport and we're looting stuff, and I'm like, I am not getting anything better from any crates or any drawers or anything. Why would I waste the time
Loot
navigating
value
this horrible?
tragic. Loot value tragic.
Why would I navigate this horrible map condition to get nothing better? Like I the only thing we did see was that there was not a whole lot of arc. But if that's the trade off, like what I'd rather have the arc there. And the other thing that I was extremely disappointed in was I had a snitch scanner and I chucked it, and those little bastards were just still floating in the air, no problem. They should have been flying away.
Yep. That's a missed
And
opportunity in the
and
coding.
I would have
Like
loved to see him be like, oh, see you, buddy. Like, at least the
they
little
come in and
ones.
just blow away, especially because we took the rotor off of quickly took the rotor off of
Right.
both of them, and they
Yes.
just still acted normally. It would have been funny to see like a rotor go off and then they just
It,
fly 300 meters away.
exactly. Make it a little bit more. I mean, it would be fun to see at least, right? Now, I
Right.
do like that. I think PvP will be fun in the storm, but if there's not a
100%.
bunch of loot for you to get there, then the PvP doesn't really matter. So, oh, we're cat crawling. We know all about that. But no, it's a cool design on each map. It's nice, but it almost feels kind of like the cold snap without a whole lot of like needing to find resources in there. Like even the deck that they gave us that involves with this hurricane condition doesn't say go around and collect, I don't know, hurricane pieces. It's like you just go around and it's just a different. It's like an electromagnetic storm with wind. And I mean, so far, not a huge fan, but I did change my mind on Bird City pretty quickly. So hopefully we go in, maybe we play a different map, and it turns out to be much better. But right now,
This is
not my
true.
favorite.
I'm gonna go in a bunch tonight, like on kitted runs in there,
Yeah.
and see if it feels any different. Because though, did you tap into like the shield depletion thing? Did you talk about that yet?
I talked that just a little bit whenever you're moving, but no, not like on the recharge or throwing it back on. So if you want to touch on that,
Yeah, so a big thing that we noticed immediately was like if you did choose to fight out in the hurricane, essentially the first time you get shot at, you're not going to have a shield for the rest of the fight because the way shields work in this game is the second you put them on, it's a slow recharge, and if you're shot or damaged at all in the time of the recharge cancels. So if Dave and I got shot earlier, and I tried to put a shield on outside, and it just immediately countered the shield because I
yep,
was taking damage from the
wasted.
hurricane. And the wind is just relentless. There's no. Uh, I was kind of hoping with this mode that there would be like big wind gusts and then like sort of like an eye of the storm thing where it would like calm down for a bit. But it is just a relentless wind and it never stops. So just really, you cannot fight in the open
It's just
or
like being in the
outside.
storm in Sea of Thieves. Like you're just like constantly in the storm.
Yes. Um, so I do want to say though, like the positive of that is it does like push everybody into buildings. So there was way more engagement in like container storage when we hopped up in there. There were like 4 teams in there. So that's a good thing. It kind of like pushes people in, kind of like cold snap into places that you might not always be playing or that might you might not read as advantageous. So that's good. But otherwise, dude, it's just hard to wrap my mind around why I would play this game mode right now.
Yeah, and hopefully that gets adjusted, or they look at it, or maybe there's something that we are missing, but
Yeah,
I didn't
totally.
see anything in there. My other two, well, at least one thing on it, and I do, and I understand why, and it's a video game, but I was like, there's a completely like almost open building, and the storm is like killing me, pushing me, and then I stepped just inside that
Oh,
open
it's so
building, and I'm like, oh, I'm fine now, and then I stepped outside, and I was like, oh no, it's horrible, and then I stepped like 1 foot back, I'm like, oh, it's fine, and it's like,
just
but
a
it's like it's nothing changed. Like, it's I get that it's game design and that can't be easy, and I know that's nitpicky, but I just think it's funny.
it was hilarious, like just to visualize for the people watching or listening, like the wind was blowing directly at Dave's face, and the second he stepped like 1 inch inside of where the door frame was, the wind was still whipping in there, but like he was completely fine, an inch into the doors.
And
That was funny.
my second thing with this is I think my favorite map for this, though, this map condition will be Stella. Like, I can't wait to see how they handle the hurricane on Stella. It'll be great.
You got to come to Stella more often, dude. Find some
I
shelter from the hurricane.
That's what it'll be. I'm excited.
Yeah, this is their way of pushing your hand to come play Stella with the boys. All right, my man. We got 2 new arc enemies. This is pretty cool. We were really excited about this behind the scenes. Uh, they are named the Firefly and the Comet. The Firefly is an armored arc that emits flames. So just think about it as if a wasp was carrying a fireball, or let's say a hornet because it's armored like a hornet. A hornet was
Yeah, it
carrying
is
a
more like a
fireball, emits fire. And then Comet is a spherical ground arc, akin to a pop or a fireball, but much stronger. It has way better armor. Its weak spot is in the middle. It kind of like splits open in the middle. You have to shoot it in there, but it's a little bit more difficult to kill. I've only interacted with one of each of these, so I don't know their tendencies too well yet, but they did take more bullets to
true.
bring down.
I jumped in. I did do one round after we left, and I'll talk about that later. But it does seem a hull cracker still. One hull cracker knocks out the comet, and I think one or two for the firefly as well. So if you are,
Noted.
going in just for the PVE, look at it. But how do you feel about these new enemies?
Yeah, man.
What's your
Well, I think it's just lacking a bit of creativity here. I know it's a live service game and then we got to pump stuff out and can't always be super creative and bringing up new ideas. But we had talked in our group chat about like maybe having it be like a millipede or a snake or something of that type. So both of these just kind of feel like they armored up two of the arcs that they already had. It doesn't feel like anything new. It's nice to have variety in the game and new little buddies in the game, but
little
um,
buddies?
all the little buddies. But yeah, man, especially with the with the comet on the ground, I think a snake or a millipede, like you said, would just
It would
that
have
would
been
go
it
crazy.
would have been awesome, and I'm with you, and I feel the same, and I know we've chatted, but like they literally slapped a fireball burner on a hornet, and we're like, all right,
There's your
get
new
out there,
arc.
get out there,
True,
and
true.
yeah, it's like, I mean, like, I'm all for recycled content, but my guy, like, don't announce it, just be like, oh, they got an upgrade, and call it the same thing, or I don't know, it was a big announcement, and I know that Arc Raiders right now is probably like, all right, we need to keep the narrative going. We're putting out new things. We have another extraction shooter coming out here. Let's like be fresh and have some new stuff. I mean, it is we're getting it this week as a the server slam. So I get where they're probably just trying to push as much as they can. I don't see it that pulling too many people in, but I do think that Arc Raiders is trying to keep it fresh right now and with all of this going on, I think they're like, all right, let's just make a new enemy type. And they're like, well, we can just do this real quick. It'll be easy. We don't have to worry about like, physics or anything like that. And because I bet creating a snake that, slither around while I'm a
Well,
snake,
yeah, dude.
would be
If
a
you remember
lot.
from Yeah, from those episodes, they talked about how the easiest issue to deal with like indoor terrain was to make a ball that could just roll around, and that takes way less coding. Or
Well,
we're neither one of us are developers.
my little
Um,
slithery snake could be like 7 balls rolling around
I'm a
and like
snake. I'm a snake. Yeah, that would be good. I don't know, man. I think let's give them the benefit of the doubt here. We might have some
I will.
super creative say we might have some super creative arc in the future. This one, like you said, might just be a like, holy shit, marathon's about to drop. Let's throw
Right.
some new content in. Um, cool. On to the next. We got a new seasonal player project. It is the weather monitoring system.
Mm,
Um, so a bunch of rewards that you get from this. It's another six stepper. Personally, I think it feels a bit easier. I'm only on the second step, but it feels back to like the first two projects that we got. The third one, which we had discussed 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, was much more challenging. And this one feels like a return to the easier project. So, where do you stand on that? Are you happy about that? You like the
um,
variance in difficulty, or would you rather them all be hard from here on out?
for me personally, I'd rather them all be difficult. Obviously I want more challenging stuff as I go, but you brought it up while we were playing. It's like, well, not everybody's going to do that. The rewards aren't like crazy good, so I understand that like if it is an easier project to complete, or then sure, why not? Throw it in there for the people that aren't grinding away at the game. Um, Again, personally, I wish it was harder. Get those queen reactors, make me go after a bunch of stuff, but so far I think I'm on step 3, and hasn't been anything. I mean, I have to get a fine wristwatch is like the hardest thing on page 3 right now, and I just haven't gone into a building to collect that yet. So,
You're gonna have to go back to Grandioso on Buried
oh,
City.
I love Grandio. Well, no, I mean, yeah, somewhere. Oh, we can talk about Grandio. So,
Grandioso safe.
it is very safe. But yeah, it feels like a light project, but I'll take any sort of extra stuff to do in the game. So it's
I
it's
agree.
good. It's good in that aspect.
I agree. Variance is good. IMO personally, I think it's good to have a hard one and an easier one, so people can pick and choose what they do want to dedicate their time to. And just in general, great to have new content and things to work on for the average player.
New content.
Okay, two more things here. Two more things here. Then we get into some new, fun, exciting stuff. Damn Battlegrounds map update. A high security area has been added. It's called the Controlled Access Zone. And I have not been there yet, but
No,
they said very sneakily, you've arrived when you see the Rocketeer chandelier. We only played one dam earlier, and neither one of us saw this, so I am
no.
excited to find the Rocketeer chandelier.
Now in the I think they did like the breakdown video for this. They mentioned that like if you're going down, like this is somewhere like where you might need to team up with other raiders. Is that true? Because I think
I
that's
did
why
not. I didn't know they released the video for that. No,
I
tell
thought
me.
I thought there was a little clip, and I could be so wrong on this, but our good friend Derek in the group chat was like, "Oh, I'm never going to be going to that place." Because like I feel like they mentioned that you need to be friendly with other teams to get down in there, and I guess like at least scaling down. So we should check it out. I could be wrong on that. That's why I called him not delightful Derek, but the other one today. Because he's like that's the place I'll never be because you got to be a
Oh,
little
that makes
you
sense
got to
now.
work with people. Um, but I'm excited to check it out, and new spots on maps is super cool, and I hope they keep doing that. I alter the maps all they want, please.
I agree. It's a great little addition. Last but not least, Expedition window starts tomorrow. I mean, less than 12 hours now. It was 14 hours when we played earlier. So the 25th, February 25th, Expedition window opens, and then 7 days from that day will be the closing of the window. So if you are like me and Dave and you are going on your expedition, you have this 1 week starting tomorrow to choose to or not to go on your expedition. I'm excited, man. I love a reset. I also love this point of the season. I don't think we've really talked about it, but when you have everything you could ever want, and like both of us are at the monetary value, like everything in your stash is just essentially free. Like you don't need to worry about
Right,
holding on to it. So some of my favorite runs the last couple of days since I've been home were just taking in like ridiculously kitted bobcats, like a $51,000 bobcat into Stella, and just going off with that. Which is something I wouldn't do mid-season, right? Because that value is just too high. But I do
right.
love these last little two buffer weeks where it's kind of like it doesn't matter, and other people are bringing in high tier loot. So It's just really fun. It plays out well.
Well, use it before you lose it, right? And I do think that's what you're building for the whole season, and then you get a nice reset. I mean, I'm a big fan of that. I love starting over. Well, mostly, I might mule some stuff around, but for the most part, I love that, and it's good. It's good. I also love the prep for future seasons, so
Yeah.
I get a little bit of both. But you're right, and bringing in the guns that I normally wouldn't. I mean, I used a Tempest today for the first time ever. I mean, I stole it off of another raider in a different raid, but it was like you went in, you're like, oh, this. Is like I know nothing. I don't know. I've never, I've shot.
It's funny. You're like, I've never shot this gun before.
Never shot, but it felt great when I did shoot it, so that was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I love it. I love this time of the year. I do wish that I was grinding for something a little bit more, but you know, can't always get what you want.
Yeah, and I do think that that just brings in they can't make everybody happy all the time. For you and I that play the game an extensive amount, you are going to hit a place where you are really, done with everything. And you just choose to keep playing if you want to keep playing, which luckily the game is good enough that every night I'm like, hey man, I'd love to play a little Arc Raiders right now. But yeah, you got to think about, or like, what I try to think about is the dude that, as Reddit would roast them for, the guy who has 10 kids and works 80 hours a week and only gets a finite amount of time to play. There's probably still kind of scraping by, trying to wrap up here, so they probably have the opposite stance of us. But either way, these expedition windows don't feel like ridiculously long. Like seasons in
Right.
the finals, Embark's other game, they feel like way too long. I think they found a nice little happy medium here with seasonal content.
Agreed. And I'm excited to see how they keep rolling, and I hope that the skill points like roll forever. But I do wonder if they ever are like, all right, well, that was the first year. It
And then we get
resets.
wiped. Oh
Yeah,
god.
you know what I mean? Like,
Oh
because
no.
I don't know, or they either that or they add more skills, or you know what I mean? Because
You
at
think
some point, like we're gonna have so many skill points that
yeah.
I don't know. We'll see.
That would be my guess. That would be my guess, is that there will be more maybe like an entirely new tree, maybe like
Well,
a fourth branch of the tree.
right. Well, we'll see.
We shall see. All right, on to our new favorite extraction shooter, or our, one that we will play alongside of Arc Raiders. Um, the new baby in the family, Marathon Server Slam, is this weekend. So it starts on the 26th, 10 a.m. Pacific time, which for us is 7 a.m. Eastern, and runs through March 2nd, 7 a.m. Eastern. Um, Anybody who has PS Plus or Xbox Live, or plays on Steam, this is available to you. You do have to have active online capability for your console. But everybody can play it. Everybody can hop in. Arc did this to perfection. I think when Arc did their server slam, it just massively blew up the game, and people who were uh, on the edge, not sure if they were going to play it or not, or buy it, put that $40 up for it. This is a great way to say, hey, we trust in our product enough. Come in, try it out. If you don't like it, it's not for you, whatever. But we believe in it enough that we think this is going to get people to buy the game. So, um, yeah, dude, just really looking forward to it. How you feeling? What's going on in your brain?
I mean, I have missed the Destiny shooter feel, and I can't wait to jump into this. I mean, I'm not saying I'm going to be good at PvP, but I will be better than I am at a third person PvP on Marathon. My shooting will be much cleaner than it currently is, and I am excited for that. I know that
Heck yeah.
I am not a Arc Raider excellent PvP player, but I think I would hold my own a lot better in the Marathon universe just because of the first person and the
Well, you've
gunplay
played
and
12,000 hours of Destiny, one
well,
might
right,
assume.
exactly. And I mean, I know it's going to be at least close to that. I mean, I'm sure they copy and pasted. So I am super excited about it. I probably will wake up to jump on at 7 because I work that day. But I'm definitely gonna jump on and play early morning just to give it a go for a few hours before I have to head in. So
Okay.
super excited. I love the. I know you're gonna go through details, but I'm excited with what they did um, for this little server slam. So if you want to keep rolling,
Yeah, so like Dave said, you will be getting some rewards if you do hop into the free to play weekend. There will be three tiers to these awards. If you complete the first mission, you will receive the standard arrival cash. So you get an implant, a runner shell, a weapon ship mod, and weapons. If you guys are curious as to what those mean, there are already a substantial amount of videos explaining what Marathon is, how to play it, what to be ready for day one. The second tier of this will be runner level 10. If you get your runner to level 10, you will get all those same enhancements, but they'll be called enhanced. And
Enhance,
then
enhance.
and so much enhancement in one sentence. And then level 3 will be runner level 30. So this is the highest tier that you can get for the server slam, and this will be the deluxe arrival cache. So deluxe and enhanced implants, deluxe and enhanced runner cores, runner shell cores, deluxe and enhanced weapon chip mods, and 2 weapons as well: a deluxe magnum and an enhanced volley rifle, and an enhanced base backpack. So a lot of incentive here to play if you feel like this is a game you're going to main or at least play alongside other games. They've set it up so that, why not hop in and grind it out a little bit and really get a feel for the game. Nice that they are giving us these rewards for doing so.
Very much agreed. And also in chat, Lil Poop is got me saying you miss Destiny. You literally never mention it. I don't know.
I've never heard you talk about it.
I've never talked about it before. Are you okay?
Not once.
Well, maybe this will be the first that I'm mentioning it. That I do miss it. So
Dave misses Destiny, but you'll get your itch here, dude. Your itch will be scratched because the gunplay does look very. It looks like a perfect mash of Destiny and Halo. It looks super smooth. I'm interested to see the movement because the movement can look a little slow, but I did get to see like a 40-minute video of somebody who's, deemed a good PvP player, and they were cooking around a little bit more than the devs were. So I'm excited to feel it for myself and see what's up.
I can't wait to see how you play this game. You better stream it constantly. All right.
This might be the game that gets me like, streaming a bit more here because I've been kind of lackluster on my streaming grind. But I love streaming, dude. I just like, life it in your 30s is not, you don't have the same time you used to.
True.
Anyway, 2 playable zones will be coming with this. So I think, what is it, Dave? 5 total zones?
I believe so. Yeah. And then
out of the gates.
And I think we get like the first 2, like the outskirts and the one in. So
yes, we get Perimeter and Dire Marsh, which I totally agree. I think it is like the first 2 that you have access to. Sort of like, what was it for Ark? It was Dam Battlegrounds and then Buried City.
Yeah. Which makes sense. I mean, you don't want to go to, don't throw us into the heat of things. Give us a little bit of practice runs,
Warm up on the end game map, and everybody's just like, this game is impossible. I'm never playing again. You'll get early contracts for 5 of the factions. So Cyber Acme, New Caloric, Traxxas, Mida or Mida in Arachne. Is it Mida?
Yeah, because and again, I believe a little bit of a crossover from Destiny there, which is cool.
Okay, are any of the other 4 that I mentioned, or any of those from Destiny as well?
Not that I know, but like the Mida program was a thing in Destiny, so I'm assuming it's related. Which I mean,
it is. Yeah, they've confirmed that the worlds are like parallel, or at least have some interaction.
Well, I don't know, that it would make a lot of sense, and I'm excited to see what it's like. So.
Heck yeah, that's cool. 5 of the 6 runner shells will be available. I don't think we've broken this down on this podcast, but there will be 6 different runner shells that you can go in with. And each one of these, it's like, think about it like Legends and Apex, or what's another game with like factions? Like Delta Force has each character, there's factions and then characters within that faction. So each one of these runner shells will have different characteristics. Like you'll have your movement character, your healer, you'll have your recon character, and then everything in between, whatever they come up with. There's an assassin that goes invis and can throw smokes. So really cool for like I was saying earlier, this is what really gets me excited about it, because it's going to feel like the way things play out in Apex, where characters together play well and some characters don't play well, and then it's going to be in an extraction shooter. So that's just countless hours of like figuring out what works best. I'm really excited about that. For those of you playing on PlayStation, there are 3 charms that will be available if you play on this weekend. So one inspired by Helldivers 2, one inspired by Death Stranding 2, and one inspired by Ghost of Yotei. All 3 incredible games, by the way. Of those 3, Helldivers is my least favorite, and that's crazy because Helldivers is super fun. But Death Stranding 2 was amazing, and Yotei is equally as amazing.
We have a lot of PTSD from Helldivers, though, so that's,
Friendly fire, friendly, don't shoot. Dave has the graphic up on screen. They're really clean. They look really nice. Okay, wait, before we wrap this up, man, Xbox, some big announcements this week. You're the Xbox guy, so I want you to tell the people and tell me what's going on over there.
Yeah.
I know Phil Spencer's leaving, right?
Yeah, Phil Spencer, who is the CEO of Microsoft Gaming for, and I don't have the correct timeline, but forever it feels, is stepping down. He's retiring. There's going to be a new CEO taking over who is in charge of like AI within Microsoft Gaming. So involved with like Copilot and helping like developers with tools for like developers, the devs that work for Microsoft, which is, I mean, could be a good thing, could be a bad thing, but it's Phil Spencer leaving is a big thing. He's been the face of Microsoft for so long, or at least Xbox for so long, and he's just done, I think, a lot for the gaming world, trying to bring it more together rather than keep it separated. Um, he was big on cross plat. He was big on, if I own a game on an Xbox, why shouldn't I have it on a PC that's also Microsoft tied? And I think that's huge. The fact that I'm able to buy Arc Raiders and play it on my Xbox or play it on here. I don't have to go on Steam to buy it because it's a Microsoft product. He was also big on, everybody play anywhere. Like, I want you to be able to play on PlayStation if that's your preferred console, but gamers should game together, and that was a big push through his, tenure as the CEO, and he pushed Game Pass, and I know that Game Pass gets a lot of backlash sometimes, but the amount of games that I just got to try and play and see if I enjoyed them, and without having to like drop the $70, and especially since when they took over Blizzard and Activision, getting Call of Duty just right on my console if I want to give it a shot, and I know I'm paying a monthly subscription, but to give it a go. And I don't know. He also, I know he jumped into like the Japanese market where Xbox was like known to have nothing, no games, and he has done a lot for Xbox in general, and he seemed like a gamer's guy. Like I know in the past
Yeah.
I've reached out and he's replied, and it's like there's no need that man needs to reply, but to take the time to reach out to the community. And he seems like a good guy. Obviously, I don't know him super personally, but he's done a lot for Xbox and for Microsoft, and I just wanted to give it a little shout out, give him just give him his flowers, because I think he did do a good thing for gamers in general. When you don't get that anymore, you don't have like those faces for a console or for gaming as much, and he's stepping back, and that's big. Now I hope their moves are good and everything's gonna be fine, but it's like an end of an era, and I don't know. I just thought I thought it was noteworthy to give a shout out, and thank you, Phil Spencer, for all you do. All you did. It was great, and we'll miss you over here at Xbox. So
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well said, dude. And I mean, even if you don't want to get into good guy or not a good guy, we can't confirm or deny that. Like, he had really good gamer intention. So as gamers, he's just done a lot for. I know back in the day, right? Like, PlayStation was the one that was kind of like a little bit more steadfast in saying we don't really care about cross plat, and it was Phil that broke that barrier down and said, "Hey, man, let's let everybody game together." And that led to you and me being able to play more because I've always been a PlayStation guy. So,
right.
that alone is just, in our real life, that's just, created another place for us to hang out and do stuff together, which is incredible. Shout out
Agreed.
Phil. Well
Agreed.
said, Dave. Well
Thank
said.
you, Phil. Thank you. Oh wait, here real quick for Phil. Cheers.
Cheers, Phil. Cheers. I got a coffee and a water, man. I can't match it. I'll hit you with my phone.
I got enough for
Atta boy. All right, man. You want to wrap it up there?
Yeah, I think we covered a lot. I know there's more I want to talk about, but I think we save it for after the server slam and talk state of the game for both situations. And because it's been a minute and I want to just talk about the game. The problem is with Arc Raiders is we constantly get updates and they keep giving us stuff, and there's like at some
They're
point
Johnny on the
I
spot.
just would like to be like, hey, let's just like talk about like what we would like or what we're enjoying or how's this going or what we think could be a little bit different or better. But then there's always updates and they always keep adding stuff, and that is such
Well,
a awesome horrible problem for me right now.
it's true. There are more days in the week, man. I mean, I am, me, I'm always down to talk more. So if you want to start running this thing a couple days, let us know in the
Yeah.
chat or in the YouTube comments if you want to see some more from us. I do want to say we're going to do our best, especially with Marathon here, to kind of take the next step in our podcast professionalism and what we're posting and really engaging in content and stuff and drawing some eyes into the pod. So this has been a really nice, safe and comfortable place to get started, but we are definitely looking future forward, and Dave and I are really excited to keep this thing going, man.
Very, very much so. And hopefully, like, at least by next year, I might have a voice. So we will be. Can
By
you believe when I
the
get a
time it
voice?
pops off, yeah, the
Exactly.
voice will be
They'll
back.
be like, "Wait, who's that guy?" Because that doesn't sound
Hell
like
yeah,
him.
hell yeah.
But yeah, no,
I
and
get a new host.
yeah, exactly. Well, and that is another thing. Not a new host, but we have a lot of guests coming up. And I'm excited that a lot of good buddies of mine who are in the gaming universe are going to jump in. The next I think 3 weeks we have it booked out, and we'll announce it a little bit as we go here. And I don't want to confirm for next week or not, but after that, then we're set. We have some people we're going to interview, people in the gaming world that do this for a living. So it'll be a lot of fun. And then sooner or later, Embark will hop on here, and we'll be off to the races. So
Let's get Virgil in the chair, man. I want to pick his
he'll
brain.
be here.
All right, yeah, we're super excited about the guests coming on. Thanks again, everybody, for hanging out with us this week for our 13th episode. Once again, my name is Coda. Right below me this week is my good buddy DJ Oros. Thank you all for hanging out. We'll be back next week with another episode of the Tick Pod in our Creators Podcast. We love y'all. Thank you.
Love you.